Let's review. Bismillah. And so the author says, inshallah, you're memorizing. أبدأ بالحمد مصليا على محمد خير نبي أرسلا. I start with the praise as one making salat, yani as one sending prayers upon Muhammad, the best prophet sent. وذي من أقسام الحديث عدة وذي من أقسام الحديث عدة وكل واحد أتى وحده. And these, that's pointing noun. So, هذه, and these are from some of the categories of hadith counted. وَكُلُّ وَاحِدٍ أَتَى وَحَدَّهُ, and each one came with its definition. What's the wow there? Who can tell us what's that wow? Please, may Allah answer the dua of the one who answers this question. Tell me, what's that wow called? Why?
Which wow, Sheikh?
The wow here in wahadda. Four. Three. Someone said and. This is not what I'm looking for. Two. Yani, I can say no, not and. But possibly could be and. One. So this wow is called wow al-hal. Wow al-hal. Or you could say al-haliyah. This wow is haliyah. Wow al-hal. That means basically, this is the wow that means while or with. So with here, this wow means with. This is not the wow which is harf atuf and, but this word and in English can be like this word wow in several ways. And this is one of them. Could say each one came and its definition. It means with. That works in English. But doesn't mean merely and, means with. The real meaning is with here. أولها الصحيح وهو ما اتصل إسناده ولم يشذ أو يعل. The first of them, the first of those categories is the Sahih. And it is وهو, and you know, now he's going to define, give a scientific definition of Sahih. He put the scientific definition of Sahih into his line, and other scholars did too. And since each one's making his own poetry, then it's going to be varying from author to author, saying the same thing. We'll see, inshallah, in Al-Iraqi. So remember this here. We'll see what's there. And review An-Nukhba to see how he said it there. That's not poetry, though. But he said the same thing here. What is the Sahih Hadith? ما اتصل إسناده ولم يشذ أو يعل يرويه عدل ضابط عن مثله. That's the Sahih Hadith. That's the Sahih Hadith. ما اتصل إسناده ولم يشذ أو يعل يرويه عدل ضابط عن مثله. وهو ما اتصل, but when you recite it as poetry, you're going to say it this way. أولها الصحيح وهو ما اتصل. السكون. إسناده ولم يشذ أو يعل يرويه عدل ضابط عن مثله. And you're going to stretch this here like there's a ya here. I could write something like this here. That's a ya. That means stretch it. يرويه عدل ضابط عن مثله معتمد في ضبطه ونقله. Which means that the first of them is the sound, sahih. The sound hadith. Sound means healthy. And it is that which its chain was connected. That which its chain was continuous. وَلَمْ يَشُذَّ, and was not irregular. Not anomalous. أَوْ يُعَلْ, and it was not defective, obscurely. A trustworthy, accurate one narrates it from his like. Mu'tamadun, reliable. Fi dabtihi wa naqlihi, in his memory and his record keeping. So, this means authentic hadith has 5 conditions. وهو ما اتصل إسناده, it is what has continuous chain. ولم يشذ, and was not irregular or anomalous, or if you want, deviated. I'll review with you, inshallah, what that means. Nor was it defective, meaning what? Obscurely defective. Narrating it is a trustworthy one. Adlun, dabitun, and accurate. That's 5 conditions in Roman numerals. From his like, an mithlihi, from his like. And when it says here, from his like, remember that's emphasis for its chain is continuous. Because we already said its chain is continuous. So then each one has to be narrated from his like. The meaning here is that everyone in the chain is like this. So it has continuous chain. There's no breakage in the chain, no interruption in the chain. It is not deviated. Who can remind us what that means, please? What does it mean that lam yashudha? It's not deviated. It's not anomalous. It's not irregular. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meaning that it contradicts something that's more authentic, more reliable by itself. It appears to be reliable, fine hadith. By itself seems to be fine hadith. That's why it's irregular. It looks like it's fine hadith. That means there's nothing in the text that's wrong in itself. It doesn't have something against the religion per se. And the chain seems fine. So it looks like it's fine hadith. But it does contradict something more reliable. We haven't reviewed, I don't remember we reviewed an example here, but we're not going to do it right now. We'll see what Sheikh Al-Jabarti has for us, inshallah. And if he doesn't have something, then we'll see what's in Al-Iraqi, if Allah wills. So then we knew that it wasn't really authentic. So not being irregular is a condition to be sound. Oh, yu'al, nor is it defective. Already gave you the answer. If you were paying attention, I'm going to ask you anyway. What does defective mean here? As a condition for the authentic hadith. What does defective mean here? Oh, yu'al, nor was it defective. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Defective here means. So, what was the question? The question is here when the author says the first of them is the sound hadith, and it is that which its chain is continuous, and it was not anomalous. What? Oh, yu'al, nor was it defective. What does this mean? Nor was it defective. I'll restart the countdown. Laysa ma'lulan. And there's something. It's like that thing that's needed for the answer, it is the very answer. Three, 2. Laysa shadh then. No, we covered Laysa shadh then. That's number 2 here. I have Roman numerals here. Roman numeral 1 is that has connected chain. Roman numeral 2 is that it's not shadh, not irregular. Now I'm asking you about Roman numeral 3. Oh, yu'al, nor was it defective? 2, 1 means here, nor was it defective means obscurely defective. It's not obscurely defective. قولهم أو يعل أي علة خفية. بالخصوص, in particular, meaning obscure defect in particular. So what does that mean? I would do a countdown, but I'll just tell you the answer. It means a defect that Yeah. They're not giving it a particular name. That's what it means. A defect that they are not giving it a particular title. Huh? Yani, what that means is this. There's a type of hadith called ma'lul, or they might say it another way, defective. Yeah. Let's just say ma'lul for now. Defective hadith. What does this mean? What this means is not a shadh hadith, for example, not a munqati' hadith, for example, not a mu'dal hadith, for example. Maybe you might say, I'm confused here. Isn't a shadh defective? Yes, it is. Is it means the irregular one. Shadh is irregular. Isn't that defective? Yes, it is. Munqati' means severed, chain. Isn't that defective? Yes, it is. Mu'dal means two or more in a row are missing. Isn't that defective? Yes, it is. So what do you mean ma'lul is not one of those? It means these have their own name. All these have their own names. So what he's saying is it's not it doesn't have illa khafiyah. Each one of these, the shudhul, that has its own definition. The severed chain is not illa khafiyah. It's illa zahira. It's obvious defect. Someone missing in the chain is obvious defect. Unless it's not obvious. If it's not obvious, then that's what they're talking about. Something not obvious. If it were obvious defect, then what are they going to call that hadith? They're going to call it by the name of its obvious defect. Yani, not going to call it ma'lul. They're not going to call it ma'lul. They're going to call it munqati'. They're going to call it by the name of its obvious defect. They're going to call it mu'dal. Well, when it has not obvious defect, obscure defect, then they're going to call it ma'lul. So, yu'al here means in particular, it does not have an obscure defect. So says Sheikh Al-Jabarti, rahimahullah. Yarwihi adlun, it's narrated by a trustworthy one. The adl, trustworthy one. The dabit, the accurate one. An mitlihi, from his like. Mu'tamad, he's reliable. Fi dabtihi, in his accuracy, which is his memory. What's meant by, so the dabt is the accuracy. And what's meant by the accuracy here, according to Sheikh Al-Jabarti, is the memory. And what's meant by the naql here is the record keeping. Yani, record keeping means logging. Logging. That means documenting. That means writing. Not memorizing. That doesn't mean memorizing. Mu'tamadun fi naqlihi kadhalik. One type, his memory is reliable. And one type, his record keeping is reliable. We accept both of those. But for authentic hadith, has to have accurate memory. For Sahih hadith, the condition is the accurate memory, which is the way I said it for you. The photographic memory, not like me, or I don't know, what's your case. If you are like me, not like you, let's say you can memorize decently. Decently is not good enough. That's not the photographic memory. We're talking about people here, maybe they would memorize, say, 10 pages in a night perfectly. 10 pages, I don't know if that's a little bit for them. That might be a little bit for them, the ones I'm really talking about, because I haven't done it myself. I'm not at that level myself. Wallahu a'lam, we'll stop there.